Brandon Morrow takes the mound for his 5th start of the season. Morrow going up against the Boston Red Sox. That's always been a challenge for him. He'll look for a better outcome here this afternoon. John Farrell's Red Sox had a season high in runs and hits last night as they won the opener. Take a look at their lineup. Top of the order. Tough spot for Brandon Morrow to begin with. Dustin Pedroia had a 2-hit performance last night, and for his career he's hitting over 500 against Morrow with some damage, 4 doubles and 2 home runs. And another guy down in the order that's doing some damage as well, 7 for 17, Big Papi against Brandon Morrow. He too has 3 home runs against the Blue Jays starter.
Lots of lefties in that lineup for John Farrell this afternoon, trying to negate that good slider from Brandon Morrow. Gets ready for his 5th start of the season, 1-1 with an ERA of 5.03. Opponents hitting .250 against Brandon this year. He held the Indians just 1 run on 3 hits over 5 innings last time out. Problem in that game, he just didn't have a finishing pitch to get the Indians. We'll watch that this afternoon against this good Boston Red Sox team.
Take a look at the defense behind Brandon Morrow. A little different in the outfield. Cabrera is in left. Rasmus is in center. Moises Sierra makes his 4th start in right. Jose Bautista is the DH. Laurie Reyes, Goins, and Francisco. Juan Francisco making his 3rd start at first base. And Deanna Navarro will flash the signs for Brandon Morrow this afternoon.
John Gibbons wanted to get Jose Bautista off his feet today, so Moises Sierra will get the start in right field. Probably a precursor to tomorrow. Also with John Lester on the mound, we'll probably see Sierra in the lineup tomorrow as well.
So Dustin Pedroia had a 2-run single in the second. He had hits in each of his first 2 at-bats. The Red Sox had every man in their lineup collect at least 1 hit as they established a season high in hits. Brandon Morrow is set. Here's the first pitch of the ball game. It is down low for a ball. This is a very patient, selective lineup, and Brandon Morrow would be well advised to throw a lot of strikes early in the at-bat.
Yeah, and I think if he uses his fastball, he can do that. Well, that's not a good sign right there.
Not at all. Looked like he threw 2 strikes, and he's behind 2-0. Jeff Kellogg calling both of those pitches off the plate. Numbers against Boston, his ERA nearly 8, 17 career games. He's made 10 starts against the Red Sox. Well, you look at pitch tracker, and Dustin Pedroia should be out. But Jeff Kellogg, the home plate umpire, doesn't agree with him.
Look at where those pitches are. You can't throw a better pitch right there than those 3, all on the edges.
So Morrow now with a 3-1 count, and this is the one thing that you have to be concerned about with the Red Sox. They are very good hitters with the count in their favor. Leadoff walk issued to Pedroia. So Morrow has to be a little bit perplexed by the strike zone so far, and he'll have to make an adjustment.
That is a tall order right there, asking to throw better pitches than what he did. I mean, he lit it up right there. Look at 4 out of the 5 pitches on the edges, and we talked about that in the opening, that fastball's got to live on the edge of the strike zone. He threw it there, just didn't get the call.
Shane Victorino batting right-handed. Victorino, at least for the time being, has given up switch hitting. This is his natural side, the right side. There's a strike. Morrow said, how about that one?
Throws it right down the middle. Yeah, Shane Victorino gave it up last year when he hurt his side, when in his hip, when he ran into the wall at Fenway Park. He said he felt comfortable hitting right-handed. We'll see how comfortable he is this afternoon after facing Brandon Morrow.
That slider way outside. It's a ball on the strike. Well, Morrow has always had problems with elevated pitch counts early in the ball game, and the Red Sox, they're aware of that. They will go up there and take pitches. They know that if they can get into the bullpen, they have a better shot. They even used that approach against the Tigers in the ALCS last year.
Yeah, they were getting no hit by Verlander and Scherzer, and they were getting them the pitch count up.
There's a pop-up, playable down the right field line. Goins in foul ground, makes the catch. Victorino's retired. That'll bring David Ortiz to the plate, and in the 3rd inning, he had a milestone home run.
Pitch from Burley over the middle of the plate. And David Ortiz, we've seen him do that way too many times, especially here in this ballpark. Just turning on that inside fastball.
The milestone was the fact that that was his 50th career home run against the Blue Jays. Only Manny Ramirez and Alex Rodriguez have hit more home runs against Toronto than David Ortiz. The shift is on for Ortiz. Up and away.
And his numbers in his career versus Brandon Morrow are outstanding also. We saw him yesterday try to fake a bunt his first time up. You can see the whole left side of the infield is inviting for him if he wants to.
Two and 0. You mentioned his numbers against Morrow. He's 7 for 17 with 3 career home runs. And Ortiz, as we mentioned, always a tough out for the Blue Jays. In this ballpark, he has 33 career home runs. 3-0. Again, the patience of the veteran lineup factored in with a conservative strike zone.
Yeah, I think Brandon was perplexed after that first batter. Those first 3 pitches thrown to Pedroia were called off the plate. It has a pitcher saying, I can't throw a better ball. And I certainly can't throw it down the middle of the plate.
Ortiz will take the walk. So 2 walks in the inning. And now both Navarro and Morrow need to make an adjustment here. Now deal with Mike Carp. It was Napoli in the cleanup spot last night. Napoli's just 2 for 16 against Brandon Morrow. So Mike Carp, a left-handed hitter, gets the nod.
Yeah, John Farrell talked about that today, about getting his lineup full of lefties against Brandon.
So the inner defense is basically straight away for the left-handed hitting Mike Carp. There's a strike. Carp is a perfect fit on a championship caliber club. Comes off the bench, knows his role, prepared to hit every single day. Breaking ball up the middle. Goins to Reyes for 1. Back to second. Double play. A very nifty double play gets Brandon Morrow out of the first. And again, the defense has been outstanding for the Blue Jays. The pitchers reap the benefits of a tight defense. This looks like it's going into center. Goins to Reyes. Back to first. Inning-ending double play. Light moment on the bench, and Morrow got out of that first inning jam. He had walked 2, but then the double play ends the inning. So let's take a look at the Blue Jays lineup. Jose Reyes, top of the order. Melky Cabrera, he's got an 8-game hit streak. On top of a 14-gamer to start the season, he's only not hit in one game. 429 average during the streak. Bautista, Francisco, Keanu Navarro, Rasmussen, and Brett Lloyd. Over his last 15 games, he's hit 5 home runs and done some major damage despite not getting an awful lot of hits. Laurie has been very productive.
He has played great defense also for the Blue Jays. They will get Clay Buchholz this afternoon, and he really struggled his last time out. Threw on Patriots Day. That was Monday in Boston. He didn't last through the 3rd inning. He gave up 7 hits and 6 runs. Batters hitting .375 against Buchholz through his first 4 starts this year.
Big numbers, and you can see righties have worn him out. They're hitting over 400 against Clay Buchholz. So the Red Sox are scratching their collective heads trying to figure out what is wrong with Clay Buchholz. Jose Reyes shows them on and takes it downstairs. Reyes making his 7th start at shortstop. Let's see if the Blue Jays take a page out of the Red Sox book and make Buchholz throw a few pitches in the first.
Well, he certainly has been wild at the beginning of the season. He hasn't been very effective. His miles per hour is down.
Last pitch was 91, but well out of the strike zone. He's behind 3-0. Last year, he averaged almost 92 miles an hour on his fastball. This year, just over 90. 4-pitch walk. Reyes will go to first. Defense behind Buchholz has been very shaky. They've committed 19 errors, which has led to 17 unearned runs. Grady Sizemore's in left. Jackie Bradley Jr. in center, and Shane Victorino in right. Will Middlebrooks is back at 3rd base. Jonathan Herrera gets the start today instead of Xander Bogaerts, and then Pedroia and Carp on the right side, and A.J. Brzezinski back behind the dish today for Clay Buchholz.
And with Grady Sizemore in left field, he's platooning now. The Red Sox can throw 3 center fielders out there for you. Victorino was a former center fielder. Grady was a former center fielder, and Bradley can go get it in the outfield.
Melky Cabrera with Reyes at first. And Buchholz has thrown 5 straight balls. Cabrera's numbers are outstanding. 346, off to a great start. He has been hitting a baseball ever since spring training started, and he hasn't stopped. I don't think Reyes is going to run just yet. Buchholz has to throw a strike first.
That's exactly what I was going to say. You got to make sure that he throws a strike before you try to do anything.
Reyes dives back in ahead of the throw.
Buchholz has a very quick move over to first base, and Jose's got a very aggressive lead. Trying to get into his head. You don't want to be running into an out right now after he's thrown 5 straight balls out of the strike zone.
There's a strike. Ball and a strike to Melky Cabrera. Clay Buchholz trying to get control of his release points. Good numbers against the Blue Jays. 9-5 overall. 7-2 in this ballpark. He has always pitched well here at Rogers Center. Another ball upstairs. Clay Buchholz continues that theme the Red Sox have seen here in this ballpark. Over his last 8 starts at Rogers Center, he's got a perfect record with a very good ERA at 1.11.
Yeah, some of his best games, some gems that he has thrown here. When he gets his curveball over, and he's having trouble doing that right now. The curveball and the cutter, the fastball, he'll throw a split a little bit. When he comes into this ballpark, he's had all of those working.
Seems to be preoccupied with Reyes. A.J. Brzezinski threw out Jose Bautista trying to steal 3rd in last night's game. That'll even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Reyes has the green light at first base, and he was flinching on that last pitch like he wanted to go.
There he goes. Melky drives it to left. It's a base hit. Reyes will continue and go to third. So the Blue Jays get a leadoff walk and a base hit by Melky Cabrera, who extends his hit streak to 9.
You know what? You couldn't draw it up any better than that right there. 2-2. The runner takes off at first base, and Melky Cabrera takes advantage of it. Spot right where the shortstop was covering, and he just slices the ball to left field for a base hit. Watch the shortstop leave his position, and Melky takes advantage of it. First and third. Reyes makes it easily.
Melky Cabrera has 36 hits in the month of April, 37 overall. Jose Bautista's the DH this afternoon. First and third. Buckles really struggling to gain command of the strike zone. There's a drive into left center. Jackie Bradley Jr. is not going to get it. It's over his head. Reyes comes in to score. Cabrera goes to third, and Bautista has put the Blue Jays on top.
Pitcher struggling. You wait for one that you can hit. And Jose is not going to wait around very long with their runners in scoring position. Looked like he got it off the end of the bat a little bit. Cut fastball. Jose swings and does get it right off the end of the bat, but he's strong enough to drill it into left field. For an RBI single, Jose Reyes scores easily, and Cabrera read it perfectly off the bat. Plays right in front of him, and he goes first to third.
So Clay Buchholz gets a visit from Juan Nieves, the pitching coach. Blue Jays up 1-0, still nobody out. Juan Francisco is the cleanup man. He is starting at first base and filling in as the cleanup hitter as Edwin Encarnacion gets the day off. Upstairs, Francisco hit a monstrous home run into the 4th level here last night in the 7th inning off of Jake Peavy.
Got some great extension on that pitch. It was out over the middle of the plate, and he's got tremendous power. You want to see a tape measure job right here. 2-seamer over the middle of the plate. Watch where it lands. Right in that 4th deck, right over by the retired number 12 number of Robbie Alomar. Yeah, you can sit there and watch those when you hit it like that.
Gets away from Pierzynski. Melky Cabrera is going to score. Bautista goes to second. 2-0 Jays. That ball was a blockable pitch in the dirt, but it got away from Pierzynski. And the Blue Jays have taken advantage.
Yeah, it looked like the ball stayed down when it hit the dirt, and A.J. Pierzynski came up. Looked like another cutter. And watch as the ball hits the dirt. A.J. tries to get in front of it and stays down. Bounce right off the glove. It just can't get down in front of it and block it.
Wild pitch charge to Clay Buchholz. Bautista's at second now. Breaking ball, cut on and missed. Two balls and 2 strikes. Full count. Well, the Blue Jays have done a nice job of making Clay Buchholz throw it over. Melky Cabrera had a single on a hit and run. Navarro was on deck. John Farrell has been concerned about Clay Buchholz. Full count, nobody out. Cut on and miss. Francisco strikes out. That's the first out of the inning.
Well, right now, I think breaking ball is going to be his pitch to try and get you out. Let's take a look at the pitch usage. Combine the fastball and the cutter, and you're going to get something hard for about 70% of the time. The fastball and the cutter are basically the same pitch. Cutter is just a cut fastball where he's going to get some late movement. Change up, curveball, and a splitter he will use to get you out. But right now, it looks like he's having trouble getting his fastball over for a strike.
Janner Navarro with a runner in scoring position. Good pitch on the corner for his strike. Navarro has 13 RBIs. He's done a nice job swinging the bat. He has the ability to put the bat on the ball. Doesn't strike out much. Navarro has just 4 strikeouts, 77 at bats.
Uses the whole field.
That cutter missed outside. It's a ball and a strike. Well, everybody knows that these American League East teams can put up quick numbers in a hurry. Blue Jays would be well advised to capitalize with Bautista at second. Get another run here at least.
We said that, about earlier on this homestand when Chris Tillman was pitching. Might take a couple of innings for those good pitchers to find their release points, so take advantage of it when they are struggling.
Don't let them off the hook. You got him wiggling right now. Make sure you finish off the job. But as we saw with Tillman after that 6-run second inning, he settled down and eventually picked up the win. 2 balls and a strike to Deanna Navarro, the Blue Jays catcher. There's a drive to right. Victorino won't get this. It's up against the wall. Bautista's coming around, and Navarro will stop it first. Deanna Navarro with the RBI single. 3-0 Jays.
Told you that he could hit the ball all over the ballpark, and if you slip one down and in as a left-handed batter, you got to be quick, and that's exactly what Navarro does on that pitch. Down and in, just drop the barrel of the bat to it. Let the power of your short swing and the pitch do all the work. Bangs this one hard over Victorino's head. Hit it so hard he can only get a single out of it.
Bautista scores the 3rd run of the inning. Top 3 in the lineup have all come in to score. Colby Rasmus. Blue Jays indeed have taken a page out of the Red Sox offensive playbook. They have worked Buchholz to the tune of 22 pitches here in the first.
Don't help him out. Even borderline pitches, if it's the first strike, take it.
Took something off that pitch and even counted a ball on a strike.
It'll be really interesting if there's a ground ball to the right side. Pedroia and Herrera, the shortstop, you can see them. They were just talking to each other. How they're going to try and turn a double play right now.
Well, Middlebrooks is basically straight away at short and guarding against the bunt. Pulled foul. That's a great point. As Herrera now the shortstop with 2 strikes, they're going to straighten up a little bit, and you can see a lot of communication going on. Middlebrooks will go from shortstop over to the second base position. Now the shortstop moves back into double play without the threat of a bunt with 2 strikes.
Take that off, and now a ground ball to the right side. The shortstop is in perfect position for the double play.
Rasmus hits it to left. Grady Sizemore ranging back just on the edge of the warning track, and Navarro will go back to first. You mentioned the outfield with 3 center fielders. Sizemore has played 7 games in left, 6 in center, and 7 in right. But he never played another position outside of center field till he came to Boston.
And he was a Gold Glove center fielder. He won a Gold Glove when he was with Cleveland. He can run. You don't really need an athletic left fielder playing at Fenway Park, but Red Sox have 3 very good outfielders this afternoon.
Brett Lawrie will be the 7th Blue Jay to hit in the first. Goes after the first pitch and hits a high fly ball to center. Jackie Bradley Jr. is there. The inning is over. Blue Jays scored 3 runs on Clay Buchholz, and Deanna Navarro with the capping blow, a long single to the base of the wall in right. 3-0 Blue Jays.
On Sportsnet, brought to you by the 2014 Honda CR-V. Honda, proud to be the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays, and by Home Hardware, homeowners helping homeowners with expert advice.
Welcome to Rogers Center. It's the middle game of a 3-game series as the Boston Red Sox took the opener last night. Blue Jays capitalized on Clay Buchholz's inability to throw strikes and scored 3 runs in the bottom of the first. Grady Sizemore will lead things off. He's the Red Sox left fielder this afternoon. Sizemore, after missing 2 seasons, 12 and 13, he's totally out of baseball, and he came back this spring with the Red Sox. He was a premier player for a long time with the Indians, and he had a unique set of skills: speed, power, the ability to get stolen bases. There's that good splitter. And Morrow is ahead 0-2.
And the Red Sox call it the 2-year gap of Grady Sizemore, out of the game for a couple of years, and they think it's just going to be a timing and rhythm thing. The more he plays, he had a great spring and won the job out of spring training. Had a great first game, and right now struggling just a little bit to get his timing and rhythm back.
Sizemore dealt with a multitude of injuries while he was in Cleveland. He had elbow surgery in 2009. He had microfracture surgery in 2010. He had hernia surgery. I mean, he's had a little bit of everything go wrong.
But the most important thing that they say about him is he has answered all the questions physically. And that's what they were worried about because of all those leg problems and back problems.
2-2. That one looked like it caught the inside corner, but Navarro was set up all the way on the outside and looked very awkward catching that pitch. Full count. Morrow has walked 2 already. Check swing. The appeal on those swings has Rob Drake down at third base. So now the leadoff walk. That's 3 walks. Brandon Morrow is a power pitcher, and fastball has always been his bread and butter, but he's taken a little bit different approach lately.
Yeah, take a look at the fastball usage on the right side. It's gone down the last 3 years. 60, 56, 53. The percentage of his usage. Coincidentally, his opponent's average versus the fastball has gone up each year, up to 394 this year off of the fastball. I'd like to see him use that with a little bit more regularity.
Well, it makes a lot of sense. If you limit the number of fastballs you throw, chances are you're going to throw more balls. And then when you finally do throw a fastball, the hitter has the count in his favor, and he's going to have a higher batting average against your fastball. 2-0. Brandon Morrow has always been a pitcher that is intriguing because his raw talent is so exceptional. But he's always had trouble pitching later into games. 3-0. Morrow, for his career, this will be his 107th career start. 36% of his starts are 5 innings or less. 1/3 of his starts.
Yeah, and you're asking for trouble there. You know who knows those numbers also? The Boston Red Sox.
John Farrell.
Yep, they know about middle relief. They want to get into that middle relief, get that starter out of there.
There's a strike. Aaron Loup looks to be in better shape today. He has been ill and unavailable for the last few days. Back-to-back walks start the second inning. Pete Walker, the pitching coach, out to help Morrow make the adjustment. He's thrown 17 balls out of his 25 pitches. We often talk about this, and there you see a new face down in the bullpen. That's Chad Jenkins, who has just rejoined the Blue Jays. He didn't make the club out of spring training, but has been called up. Neil Wagner was sent back to AAA. Jenkins last pitched 2 days ago for the Bisons. In fact, he pitched 2 days in a row, but he's had a day off. First and second, the dangerous Will Middlebrooks. He had a 2-hit night, drove in a pair last night. And breaking ball missed downstairs. High fly ball to deep right field. Sierra up against the wall, makes the catch. Sizemore tags at second and goes around third base. So Middlebrooks drives Sierra to the wall in right, but he's retired. Sizemore moves up to third base. The double play is still in order.
Yeah, by Sierra getting that ball off the wall and getting it back in quickly, they keep the double play in order. So even though you walk the first 2 batters, you have a chance to get out of this.
Double play ended the first. Mike Carpet into a 4-6-3 double play. Jonathan Herrera getting the start at shortstop. Xander Bogaerts gets the day off. There's a first pitch strike. Herrera is a switch hitter and a versatile infielder. He can play short, second, and third. Ball and a strike.
He has faced Brandon in the past, but not a lot. I think you got to challenge him here.
Upstairs. Another off-speed pitch. All those pitches up in the same zone. He's not getting through his delivery.
Yeah, he's got to finish it. He's got to extend right now and get the pitch out in front and finish it. To me, it just doesn't look like he's finishing his pitches.
Bouncing ball. Reyes takes it, steps on second, back to first, double play. 2 double plays in the first 2 innings avoid the impact of 4 walks. When we come back, Moises Sierra will start things off. Ryan Goins. And then back to the top of the order. Reyes walked and scored in his first at bat.
On Sportsnet, brought to you by the 2014 Honda CR-V. Honda, proud to be the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Indoor baseball at Rogers Center. The Blue Jays have a 3-0 lead. The Red Sox have been issued 4 walks in their first 2 at-bats, and Brandon Morrow has been able to get 2 double plays. 8-9-1 for the Blue Jays as Clay Buchholz misses with that first pitch. Moises Sierra just 2 for 24 so far this season.
He's got a tough job. A young player who's used to playing every day in the minor leagues. Now you're up here as the 4th outfielder, and you might go a week without playing. Get a couple of at-bats, sit for 3 or 4 days, and then asked to hit against Clay Buchholz. It's a tough job. Tough to ask a young player to do that.
Goes after that high pitch and skies it into center field. Bradley Jr. is there. He makes the catch, 1 down. Well, you're right about that. Sierra's just 25 years old, and he's used to playing every day throughout his minor league career. It's tough to sit around.
Well, then you're expected or asked in tight situations to come up, hey, win a game right here for us, pinch hit or play some defense. It's tough for a young player to do that.
The other side of the diamond, you have Mike Karp, Johnny Gomes, David Ross, extra players that are experienced coming off the Red Sox bench. Ryan Gomes, the second baseman, having just 140, 8 for 57. He has a homer and 1 RBI. Gowan's working hard to shorten up that stroke. A couple balls hard yesterday, and one thing you can say, he has not taken his batting issues to his defensive play whatsoever.
Yeah, just go out there and do something to help the team win a game. It might be with your glove. Plays a very important position for the Jays.
Well, they say you can't guide it, and you can't hit it any harder than that. But Buchholz was able to snare it. That ball was headed into center.
He falls off the mound, does Clay Buchholz, towards first base, and this worked out beautifully right to his glove side as he falls off the mound and makes the play. Watch the exaggerated finish, and snares it.
2 down, top of the order. Reyes showing bunt, takes it low. This is when a hitting coach really earns his money. Brian Goins comes back to the bench and says, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? He said, just stay right there. You had a good at bat. You hit it hard.
Veteran leadership really helps too. When you've got veteran guys who just can calm you down just a little bit, because you know you're churning inside. You're a young player. You want to help the team.
Reyes takes his strike. It's 2-1. Bouncing ball. Herrera waits on it. It's short. Almost took too much time, and he did. Boy, he laid back on that thing. And Reyes, to his credit, came busting out of the box, never assuming it was going to be a routine out. And that brings a smile to his face.
Well, he laid back on it, and he took a long time getting the ball over to first base. Watch how he lays back, waits for the ball to come to him, and now look how long it takes him. 1, 2 steps and a wind and throw, and by that time that's going to be too late.
And now they're going to go to the replay, but Reyes hustling out of the box makes it bang bang at first, and John Farrell has asked for a replay, and the ball is in the glove before the foot hits the bag. This looks like it's going to be overturned.
Yeah.
And that's the rule now, is the contact of the glove indicates when the first baseman has possession, and the contact of the baseball into the glove was clearly ahead of Reyes hitting the bag.
Before he hit the bag, and Herrera is going to enjoy this one. He laid back on it, took his time, and Jose is not going to enjoy this when they find out. He's hoping right now. That's an infield hit. Watch where the ball gets into the glove there, and he's not on the bag.
The call is overturned on the field. Reyes is out. Farrell wins and will maintain his challenge. Baseball Canada and Little League Canada. Chatham, Ontario, June 23rd and 24th at Fergie Jenkins Field. The instructors include Roberto Alomar, Sandy Alomar Sr., George Bell, Dwayne Ward, and Devon White. Visit BlueJays.com/Baseball Academy for more information. The Toronto Blue Jays are proud supporters of amateur baseball across Canada. Justin Morneau came up with a big hit in extra innings last night for the Colorado Rockies to win that game for them in extra innings. Number 9 hitter is Jackie Bradley Jr. Had a good night at the plate last night. Had a pair of doubles and a triple. Drove in a run. It was third career 3-hit game.
Had been struggling before they came here, trying to get help from everybody. Actually got some help from a veteran, Dustin Pedroia. Told him to back off the plate just a little bit. They asked Pedroia asked him on the flight here to Toronto, hey, where are they pitching you? He says, well, they're really pitching me in. They're jamming me up a little bit. And he said, well, why don't you back off the plate just a little bit? Worked yesterday.
And right there, that's the first strikeout as Morrow delivers a fastball. Well, Brandon Morrow, one time through the order, has not given up a hit, and that's been pretty normal for him. First time through the order, 176 batting average. Second time, different story. And you can see the OPB on base percentage is much better for the opposing hitters second time through the order, so we'll have to check that out. So here is the assistant hitting coach, Dustin Pedroia. Boy, he's a terrific player, isn't he?
If this guy says anything to me and I'm his teammate, I'm listening, especially if I'm a young player.
There's a strike with a fastball. Pedroia was recruited out of high school by all the great baseball universities. Arizona State, Long Beach State, Texas, Florida. He grew up in Central California in Woodland. And then obviously he was not a physical specimen, but he was a ball player. He ended up signing at Arizona State. Played with some pretty good players there. Ian Kinsler and Andre Ethier were on his team.
Second round draft pick has made the most. Look at some of the accomplishments that Pedroia has already in his career. 2007 AL Rookie of the Year, the AL MVP in 2008. Three-time Gold Glove winner.
The one that I'm impressed with is 2 World Series rings. He's a winner. Melky Cabrera's got plenty of room. Dustin Pedroia's retired. 2 down.
Finger cooked tonight. Order from over 100 menu items at bostonpizza.com. Proud partner of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Beautiful Rogers Center with the roof closed. Hopefully when the Blue Jays come back from this next road trip, they'll have some open-air baseball first week of May. Red Sox are here for the series finale tomorrow, and then Blue Jays, after an off day, will open up in Kansas City against the Royals. 2-0 to Shane Victorino. Victorino popped out to the second baseman, his first time up. Takes the strike. Morrow trying to have a 1-2-3 inning here in the third. He walked a pair in each of the first 2 innings. Look out.
He'll get in trouble like that where he just doesn't finish his pitch, where he lets go of it. The release point is not out in front. And I think it all starts with his lower half. He's got that turn, and if it's not on time, the ball runs up and into the righties.
Victorino was reluctant to go to first, but he'll take the 2-out walk. That's the 5th walk issued by Brandon Morrow. And we mentioned how patient the Red Sox lineup has been over the last several years, and Victorino takes the walk and sets the table for David Ortiz.
They're not afraid to take a 2-0 fastball right there. If they sense that that starting pitcher is struggling a little bit, they'll take a strike.
First pitch strike to Ortiz. The 5 walks for Morrow, a season high. And we're just in the 3rd inning. He walked 4 2 starts ago at Minnesota. He went just 3 2/3. His career high in base on balls is 6. He's done that 3 different times. He'll take another ground ball right here and get out of the inning. Well, David Ortiz, with his resume, gets the benefit of a lot of close calls, and that's just the way baseball is. You get a reputation for having a good eye at the plate, being a good hitter.
Yeah, and pitchers and the hitters will pick up on if it's a tight strike zone or if it's a large strike zone. We know hitters do that.
Now, we have seen it over the years with the great hitters, Wade Boggs and George Brett and Derek Jeter and guys like that have that reputation for having good plate coverage and strike zone awareness, that they'll get the benefit of the close calls.
Did you know who the home plate umpire was when you were playing? I mean,
no.
Did you check?
No.
I would check just to know what type of strike zone I was going to get that night. If the guy had a reputation of a big strike zone, I knew I had to swing.
Ortiz with a full count. Morrow trying to get out of the 3rd inning. Blue Jays have a 3-0 lead. Mike Clark is on deck. Ball 4, 6 walks. Pat, you've talked about finishing the delivery, in Brandon Morrow's case, having trouble with the base on balls. What do you mean by finish?
Well, when you watch Brandon, he's got that turn, and it's something that he's incorporated into his windup. But if he's not finishing, he's letting go of the ball out here instead of letting the ball go out here and going out there and finishing, getting over your front side. So when you turn, instead of not throwing from up here, you're turning and you're getting on top of the ball and finishing it out in front. And that's something that we haven't seen just yet this afternoon from Brandon.
And that obviously will get your pitches in a much more desirable area. So Mike Clark bats with 2 outs and 2 on. That ball spurts away from Navarro, and Victorino moves to 3rd. Ortiz holds at 1st. It's a pass ball charged to Navarro, and he just looked like he kind of got confused on this pitch. Watch his glove. Yeah, he got crossed up. He was expecting it to be a breaking ball, and that fastball ate him up, hits off the heel of his glove, and he'll be charged with the pass ball.
Total cross up right now. Well, now there's no runner at second base. You can go back to just one sign.
A ball and no strikes. Good pitch from Morrow to Carp. Now it's 1-1.
That's one thing from Brandon that has really improved, is that split finger fastball / changeup. Getting great tumbling motion on it now, and it's going down.
Upstairs, and there's exactly what you were talking about. Spinning out of his delivery, not getting over that front side. And the balls from a right-handed pitcher will always end up and away when you don't finish. And catcher's got to recognize that too and kind of help him out. Accentuate the target down and in, Call for a breaking ball. Another splitter and a good one.
Put him in swing mode when you're going to use that splitter. That's where he's at right now with Mike Carp.
Two balls, two strikes. Victorino with third. Ortiz at first. Bounce toward first, but outside the bag foul. Brandon Morrow's had a very unusual line so far. He's had 2 walks in each of the first 3 innings. He's had a double play in the first and the second. He's got 2 outs now, so he won't get a double play here. Victorino walked with 2 outs. He's now at third, going there on the pass ball. Ortiz walked. He's at first. Boy, that's great patience right there. Harp laying off that high fastball. So it's a full count. Victorino still at third base. Ortiz at first. He'll be off on the pitch, and Carp the batter. Grady Sizemore on deck. Fouled out of play. 96, and that's the point you had made earlier about the fastball. He's got a great fastball. He got squeezed right off the bat. The first 3 pitches he threw to Dustin Pedroia looked like they were all strikes. Jeff Kellogg called them all balls.
And then you have to try and be a little bit more careful.
Popped over near the Blue Jays dugout and out of play.
And here's the thing also, when you've got these type of hitters and you've thrown a lot of pitches, it becomes a wear and tear. He's up to 60 already in the 3rd inning. The major league average for on-base percentage is 327. When you have a 10-pitch at bat, that jumps up to 414.
Hitters have so much information.
So much more, and they can see your breaking ball.
Another walk. That walks the bases loaded. 2 outs. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. Thank you, Jamie. And of course, the Yankees had a tough day yesterday. Roki Kuroda was roughed up by powerful bats of the Angels. Pete Walker is out to the mound, and the newest Blue Jay is starting to loosen up. Chad Jenkins has just joined the ball club. Brandon Morrow has walked the bases loaded this inning, all after 2 were out. He has walked 7 in the game. That's the most by a pitcher in one game in the majors this season.
You know, Buck, I think Pete Walker had something to say about those balls and strikes sticking up to his pitcher, and we'll see where he ends up. It looked like he might have gotten pitched. Watch Pete coming off the mound. Jeff Kellogg goes out to talk to him, and Pete's going to have something to say to him, sticking up for his pitcher about the strike zone. And there it is.
Yeah, he threw him out of the game. Pick off at third base, and oh my! Laurie is telling his skipper that he picked him off. And now John Gibbons is going to come out. Rob Drake, the third base umpire, and DeMarlo Hale's going to the phone. Boy, what a heads-up play by Navarro and Laurie trying to get out of this nasty jam. And Laurie immediately reacted as if he had tagged out Victorino before he gets back. And here's the look. Boy, that's going to be close. Laurie puts the tag on Victorino, but Victorino appeared to make contact ahead of the tag. And Rob Drake, he was right on top of it, the third base umpire.
Right there. This is a set play. Fastball away with that open window and the left-handed batter up there. Laurie leaves his position, and he's looking for a way to help his starter out, get him out of the inning.
That was a product of that meeting on the mound. Navarro out there saying, hey, let's try a pickoff on the first pitch, see if we can't get out of this inning. Grady Sizemore batting with the bases loaded. Morrow has walked 7. All 3 walks this inning, coming after there were 2 retired.
2 quick outs too. Bradley with a strikeout and a fly ball by Pedroia. And he's just lost his release point.
Sizemore cutting away with a 2-0 count, and why not? You got to figure he's going to throw a strike. Grady Sizemore has 3 career grand slams.
You can sit on 1 pitch in 1 area.
Of course, the Blue Jays gave up a grand slam here on Wednesday night to Nelson Cruz. Morrow has yet to give up a base hit. A helpless John Gibbons standing in the dugout. A bases loaded walk, and that'll force in Victorino from third. And John Gibbons can't wait any longer. He has made the pitching change, so Brandon Morrow will leave the game without allowing a base hit. But he has walked 8. The Blue Jays still have a 3-1 lead. Chad Jenkins will come in with the bases loaded and try to get out of this inning. Disappointing start for Brandon Morrow. He goes 2 2/3 innings and surrenders a career high 8 walks. He has given up 1 run. The runners on base are his responsibility. The Red Sox still don't have a hit.
You knew it was bad after the first 3 pitches of the ball game, where he threw him right where he wanted to and didn't get the call. So he's out. Chad Jenkins is in. The long man just called up this morning from AAA. Will get his first taste of the big leagues this year.
Those are the numbers from AAA Buffalo. He made 8 appearances, including 1 start. His only start came on April 19th. Ortiz at third, Carpet second, and Grady Sizemore at first. A.J. Pierzynski, the catcher. Welcome to the big leagues. Come on in. You're pitching bases loaded and 2 outs.
Yeah, that's the tough part. You know John Gibbons didn't want to do that. You have to bring him in this situation. Chad last worked a couple of days ago out of relief.
There's a high fly ball. Royce Sierra will watch it go into the seats, and A.J. Przinsky is hit a grand slam home run. That's the first Red Sox hit of the afternoon.
Knocking on the door the first couple of innings, taking the walks, and then waiting for one big swing right there. You hear Przinsky say, "We got a hit," and it's a big one.
His 8th grand slam home run. And the Red Sox have a 5-3 lead.
1-0 fastball. And he gets all of it to deep right field. Had a big game yesterday. The bottom of the lineup for the Red Sox was big in yesterday's game.
A.J. Przinsky, Will Middlebrooks, and Jackie Bradley Jr. Przinsky had a 3-hit game yesterday. Middlebrooks had a pair of hits, and Jackie Bradley Jr. had 3 extra base hits. So sooner or later, a veteran lineup is going to make you pay for all the base on balls. Good changeup from Jenkins. Two and two. There's a drive to left center. Rasmus back at the track. Gone. Will Middlebrooks goes back to back here in the 3rd. For Middlebrooks, his 2nd home run of the season.
He just came off the disabled list. He had been bothered by a leg injury. Showing a little bit more patience at the plate, and you've got to respect that power. That looked like an off-speed pitch. Breaking ball, and Will Middlebrooks has outstanding numbers here at Rogers Center. That's his 10th extra base hit here in 13 games.
Well, he is so strong, he didn't have to pull the ball to hit it out, and that's why he was able to stay back on that off-speed pitch. And having his bat in the lineup, bottom of the order, has really lengthened out this lineup. Jackie Bradley Jr. is behind, or excuse me, Herrera is behind 1-2. There are 2 outs. He is the 9th man to hit this inning. Ground ball to second. Goins throws him out, and the Red Sox with a big inning have taken the lead. Back-to-back home runs. Przinsky a grand slam. Will Middlebrooks a solo shot. This has been a pattern. You see his log for this season. Opened up against Tampa Bay, went 5 innings. Against Houston, had 5 strong innings, and then a little rocky 6. Didn't get out of the 4th at Minnesota. Didn't get beyond the 5th at Cleveland. And today, just 2 2/3.
And it's been different types of problems. Today, he just couldn't locate. Couldn't throw the ball over. John Gibbons elected to make the change. There were times where his pitch count was run up in Cleveland where he got ahead of hitters and just couldn't put them away. That start against Houston, he had a lot of strikeouts, and that ran his pitch count up, and he could only go 6.
Well, we mentioned Clay Buchholz gave up a 3 spot in the 1st inning. Just needs to right the ship and let the Red Sox hitters get him back in the game, and he has done exactly that.
So what do the Blue Jay hitters have to do now? They got to really grind it right now. That can really pump you up if you're Clay Buchholz. You got to match that if you're the Blue Jays.
Cabrera reaches for it and fouls it out. You're exactly right. You're going to have days where the pitchers are going to have bad days, and the hitters are going to have to pick them up, and the reverse is true as well. So right now it's 3rd inning. Blue Jays are down by 3. I know it feels a lot worse than that after all the walks, but Chad Jenkins gave up the grand slam and then a back-to-back home run, and Cabrera strikes out, chased a high fastball.
Now batting for the Toronto Blue Jays, designated hitter Jose Bautista.
Yeah. It's Junior Jays Saturday, presented by Boston Pizzas. You can hear the Junior Jays get to announce the lineups today. Just one of the many activities taking place on Junior Jays Saturday. It's all presented by Boston Pizza. Jose Bautista had an RBI back in the 1st inning, and he reaches for a tough pitch. The RBI single went into left center. Drives this ball to right. Victorino got a good break off the bat and makes the catch. So Brandon Morrow, the starter, has another disappointing outing against the Boston Red Sox. He goes 2 2/3, didn't allow a hit, but 4 earned runs because of those 8 walks, and had 1 strikeout through 65 pitches.
That'll run it up there. 2 walks in the 1st, 2 in the 2nd, and then he gets the first 2 quickly in the 3rd, and then walks the bases loaded.
And it got off to a rough start. The first 3 pitches he threw to Dustin Pedroia looked like they were all strikes.
Yeah.
And Jeff Kellogg, the home plate umpire, called them all balls, and that started the disappointing afternoon.
What do you start saying to yourself? What do I have to do to throw a strike? Do I have to come over the middle of the plate and let him take big cuts on me?
Well, and you saw what Pete Walker, the pitching coach, thought about that. He was ejected after making some comments to Jeff Kellogg, the home plate umpire.
Good for him. You got to stick up for your pitcher. Those pitches were strikes.
Cut fastball missed downstairs. It's 3-0. Francisco takes a strike, taking all the way. Yanner Navarro is on deck. And an RBI single off the wall in right field in the 1st inning. Well, it's been a rough homestand for the Blue Jays, but this is really going to test their mettle here today. Only down by 3. They hit 3 3-run home runs in the game against the Orioles.
That home run ability will never keep you out of a ball game.
Good job by Francisco as he takes that close pitch. Buchholz issues the 2-out walk. Second walk issued by the Red Sox right-hander. So Deanna Navarro, he ripped the ball to the base of the wall in right field back into first. Picked up his 14th RBI of the season. You still have to stay within your approach as a hitter. Can't think about dramatics. If it's not there, pass the baton. Give it to the next guy.
How about realizing that the strike zone is very small this afternoon, and any borderline pitch, especially early in the count, go ahead and take it.
Navarro hit his first home run of the season on his homestand. And it came on Thursday in the Orioles series against Bud Norris. Clay Buchholz is looking for his first win of the season.
He got rocked his last time out on the mound. His shortest start ever at Fenway Park. Just 2 2/3. Baltimore got him.
Curveball bounced in the dirt.
And everybody I talked to on the Red Sox this morning said his 2 previous starts were very good. They were very encouraged about that. They had a long year last year, the Red Sox. They pitched all the way through the month of October, so a lot of the pitchers had to alter their off-season workout routine because they pitched that extra month. Start a little bit later in spring training.
Buchholz throws that high fastball to even the count at 2-2. Buchholz for the season went 12-1 and a very good ERA at 1.74. Made the All-Star team, but he only made 16 regular season starts because he had a neck problem. Shoulder and neck really flared up on him and basically cost him half the season. Yurzinski didn't know where it was, but stepped on it and then was able to keep Francisco from advancing. Colby Rasmus is on deck. There are 2 outs. We're just in the 3rd inning. There goes Francisco, and Navarro will stay alive. Good Saturday afternoon crowd here at Rogers Center. Last night there were 29,411 in attendance. And Boston's always a good draw at Rogers Center.
Red Sox fans everywhere.
Another full count pitch. Ball 4. Clay Buchholz with back-to-back 2-out walks.
The 2014 Honda CR-V. Honda, proud to be the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Another 2-out walk issued by Clay Buchholz. And Colby Rasmus will bat with 2 outs.
See if those walks can come back and hurt the Red Sox here. 2-out walks, and you got a home run hitter at the plate right now. And Rasmus, let it go. See if you can tie this baby up with one swing.
Bounced foul. Buchholz ahead 0-2. Well, Rasmus certainly has the power. Buchholz has given up 4 home runs so far this year.
Colby has 15 hits this season, 9 of them for extra bases, 5 doubles and 4 homers. So he's got plenty of power.
There's a drive to center field. Jackie Bradley Jr. gets there and runs it down. Oh, he's got great closure. That ball looked like it had a chance to get down. The Blue Jays strand a pair. Clay Buchholz has a 6-3 lead. Saturdays are presented by Boston Pizza. Saturday, May 10th, the Blue Jays will take on the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. It all starts at 1:07 p.m. There are special kids' price tickets in the 200 and 500 level outfield seats. After the game, kids 14 and under can run the bases just like the pros. So call the Blue Jays today to get your tickets at 416-341-1234 or log on to BlueJays.com to order your tickets. Albert Pujols will be with those Angels on May 10th, and Pujols is tied for the American League lead with 9 home runs.
He's not too hot right now, is he?
Wow. Chad Jenkins with a chance to work with nobody on. He came into the ballgame with the bases loaded and surrendered a grand slam home run to A.J. Brzezinski and then a solo shot to Will Middlebrooks. And Jenkins is always going to throw strikes.
Yeah, sinker slider combination from Jenkins. His sinker really plays, especially in this ballpark right here. He'll get a lot of ground ball outs when it's down in the strike zone. John Gibbons was talking about his slider. That is much improved.
Well, the third inning was a bat-around inning for the Red Sox, and unfortunately it's the 5th time in the last 9 games the opponents have had a bat-around inning. Blue Jays just haven't been able to stop the bleeding. They get the ball rolling down the hill and they can't stop it. That has put extra pressure on the bullpen. Those extended innings. There's a strike, top of the zone. Jackie Bradley Jr. is called out. He has struck out twice so far this afternoon.
Both of them looking. Another fastball. Watch the movement Chad gets on this one. Right in the strike zone. That's right there.
Back to the top of the order. Leadoff man Dustin Pedroia. He rips the first pitch into left field. His first hit of the afternoon. Shane Victorino got the third inning rally started with a 2-out walk against Brandon Morrow. He came in to score on a Sizemore walk with the bases loaded. There goes the runner. Navarro's throw to second is high, and he puts the tag on Pedroia. Pedroia missed the bag with his lead leg, and Ryan Goins tagged out his back leg, and he was called out.
I have to think that somebody might have missed a sign right here. The Red Sox had been struggling to score some runs, and John Farrell has used the hit and run to his advantage. That time, you can see the tag right there from Goins. It'll go as a caught stealing, but thought they might try and do something there to keep the pressure on.
Yeah, it looked like it might have been a hit and run. Goins did a good job of staying with Pedroia. The throw was high, but in time.
He didn't have a big lead, and Shane Victorino got a long list of signs from Brian Butterfield down at third base. That's why I thought it might have been a hit and run, and if you don't defend that base runner, he's going to get thrown out.
For Navarro, that's just the fourth caught stealing this season. Pop back over the screen, well out of play. So Chad Jenkins now, his assignment is to throw up some zeros on the board, give the Blue Jay hitters a chance to get back in this game.
Started one game down in the minor leagues, basically pitched out of the bullpen. Chad threw back-to-back games on the 23rd and the 24th down in Buffalo.
Bob Stanley is in the dugout as Pete Walker has been ejected from the game. Stanley is the bullpen coach. Bounced foul outside of third. Pete Walker was ejected after making some comments to home plate umpire Jeff Kellogg in the third inning. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and Victorino is handling everything inside. Boy, that pattern of pitches suggests if you could get a breaking ball down and away, you could get him out. He's fighting off everything inside.
Yeah, hitters start opening that front shoulder a little bit when you pound him like that. Look at Navarro going back outside now.
Tried to get it outside, but it ran back on the inside corner. Navarro set up outside. Boy, everything on that inner half of the plate and inside. A 10-pitch at bat. There's a pitch outside, hit hard. Reyes with the backhand. Nice scoop at first by Francisco. The Red Sox are retired. When we come back, it'll be Brett Lawrie starting things off, Moises Sierra, and Ryan Goins, a bottom third of the Blue Jays lineup. get unlimited access to over 100 of the world's best magazines on your tablet. Baseball fans, sign up at nextissue.ca/baseball and get an extended 60-day free trial. Now there's a Junior J here at the ballpark today, having a great time. And a guy decked down in his Blue Jays jersey. Brett Lowry flew out to center field his first time up. There's a base hit. Brett Lowry leads off the bottom of the fourth with a single. Clay Buchholz doesn't have his good stuff today. He struggled with his control as well.
His sharpness to his pitches just are not there. Not like what we have seen in the past. Fastball command, not there. Throwing the breaking ball where he wants to, it's not there. That's why this game, I think, is still in the balance. Blue Jays have an excellent chance against Buchholz.
Moises Sierra, the ball deep to center field his first time up. Dives back in at first. Blue Jays are down by 3. They've out-hit the Red Sox 4-3.
Buchholz at times will become very interested in that runner over there and will pay a lot of attention to him. It's a couple of throws over there. I don't think he's going to be running in this situation.
Well, you certainly wouldn't think so. Bottom part of the order. Take a chance and see if you can't turn the lineup over and get to the top part of this batting order.
Yeah, try and get a couple of guys on. You know, get it going right here. You don't want to take any chances of getting thrown out.
The high fly ball to right. Victorino backing up. Lowry's tagging it first, and Victorino, he's got a good arm. Gets it back quickly, 1 down. Well, Clay Buchholz, over his last 20 starts going back into last season, the first 14 he was great. Made the All-Star team. He was 11-0. ERA just over 1.50. His last 6 starts, including time on the DL last year, it's not been good. Velocity's been down, and that's a concern for the Red Sox.
Injury problems. He spent some time on the DL with that neck injury like you were talking about. It was a longer season for the Boston Red Sox, so the routine was messed up a little bit, their off-season routine. And you know, for pitchers, you talked about the velocity being down just a little bit. John Farrell doesn't believe that the arm strength for pitchers to start the season are not there for a while. They can do all the work that they want to do in spring training and get the innings and all the pitches that they want to, but he doesn't think that that arm strength comes around until May.
Snap throw to first, and Lowry's back in. John Farrell was given that piece of advice from his father.
His father told him when he was younger, book it. Until the ivy turns green at Wrigley Field, pitchers are going to not have their arm strength. When it turns green, that's when they start to get the arm strength back.
That's interesting. Might be July before the ivy turns green this year.
It's been so cold, right? I mean, you can book it middle of May, and he's right. Sometimes it'll take 6 or 7 starts in the major leagues before you really feel that arm strength and you have that second gear. And
it takes big league games where you really exert yourself, break your body down, and it builds up and gets stronger as the season goes on.
Tell you what,
fouls back the 2-0 pitch.
You can't do that in simulated games in spring training or games against AAA teams where we've seen a lot of guys go down there. They don't want to face a team that they might see in the regular season. They go down. You got to face tough lineups day in and day out before you really exert yourself and get stronger.
Yeah, with the game situations, the adrenaline flowing, and you have to really extend yourself physically. That's when you're going to build up your strength. Laurie at first, 1 out. For Buchholz to be preoccupied with a guy at first that doesn't run, it's really kind of surprising. Torey Lovullo, the bench coach, passing on the signals to H.A. Pierzynski. Bouncing ball. Pedroia takes it on a big hop. They get the lead runner, and that's all they'll get. Fred Laurie does a good job to make sure Jonathan Herrera couldn't complete the double play.
The 2014 Honda CR-V. Honda, proud to be the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Made our man Jose Reyes with Goins at first base.
Thought that Dustin Pedroia had a shot at maybe tagging the runner and finishing off the double play right into the baseline. But Laurie runs by him and takes the leg out. That's what you want to do. Take the legs out of that middle infielder so he can't make a throw. You don't have to crush him or knock him into next week. Just get him up in the air.
Reyes lines it to left. Sizemore is there, and the inning is over. Blue Jays leave a base runner. We've played 4. The Red Sox have a 6-3 lead. Now it's time for Blue Jays Central Update. Here's Jamie Campbell and Greg Zahn.
Let's meet our team to play contestant is
Boston Red Sox hit a home run last night in the 3rd inning against Mark Burley, and that was his 50th career home run. That's the leader of the pack for active players. Jason Giambi was just activated in Cleveland. He's got 36. Mark Teixeira is back with the Yankees. He's got 28. We just saw Adam Jones with the Orioles and Derek Jeter. Very long-time successful group of players there. And David Ortiz leads the pack with 50 career home runs against the Blue Jays. Only Alex Rodriguez and Manny Ramirez have hit more home runs against Toronto than David Ortiz. And Manny Ramirez was a teammate of Ortiz, of course, in Boston. And David Ortiz talks a lot about how Manny Ramirez helped him develop as a hitter.
Tell you what, It was no fun when those two hit back-to-back when you were facing them. You talk about the home runs that Manny Ramirez has hit against the Blue Jays and what he has done. What a duel. It seemed like they came up every other inning, too. Saw Manny here in this ballpark hit one into the 5th deck one afternoon.
Against Chris Carpenter. Manny Ramirez was a terrific student of hitting. And that's where David Ortiz took all the information. He talked about pitching patterns, looking for pitches, never deviating from your plan.
You're so right. I mean, everybody says Manny being Manny, blah, blah, blah. That guy was a very smart hitter.
Ortiz called out on the inside pitch. Jenkins strikes out Ortiz to start the 5th.
Ball right there. You know, it might have looked to David Ortiz that that ball was inside because Navarro was set up on the outside, but that's right there. Cuts the heart of the plate. He just had the benefit of looking back and seeing Navarro backhanded.
So Ortiz retired for the first time today. Mike Carp takes a strike. Carp got to start at first base there. Mike Napoli out of the lineup. Aaron Loup starting to throw in the Blue Jays bullpen. He has been sidelined for a few days, battling an illness. It's a high fly ball to the left. Melky Cabrera on the run. He's not going to get there, and the ball bounces over the wall. Mike Carp has a ground rule double.
He's a career .328 hitter against the Blue Jays, Mike Carp. You get him in there against the right-hander, and he's going to do something for you. He's walked and scored, and now he's going to double. Sinker down and away. Doesn't try and pull it. Stays right with it. Stays behind it. And picks up an extra base hit. This ball sliced the outfielders. No chance for Rasmus to get it or Melky. Good piece of hitting.
Mike Carp is 27 years old. Seems like he's been around forever. Originally signed by the Mets, went to Seattle in a trade, and there's a base hit. Grady Sizemore has driven it all the way to the wall. Carp comes around to score easily, and Sizemore will coast into second with a double. Back-to-back doubles with one out here in the 5th.
I think that, as a left-handed batter, is exactly how you have to attack Chad Jenkins. Sinker down and away, and Grady Sizemore hit that one perfectly.
So John Gibbons is out to the mound. Aaron Loup is headed into the ball game. Jenkins will be removed. Blue Jays are down by 4. A.J. Krasinski hit a grand slam his last time up. Loup, the left-hander, will come in to face him. by the 2014 Honda CR-V. Honda, proud to be the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Walk the bases loaded, and then this. A.J. Pierzynski with a long one. Drive of the game this afternoon. A grand slam home run by Pierzynski. 4 quick runs by the Boston Red Sox. One swing of the bat, their first hit of the afternoon.
For Pierzynski, that is his 8th career grand slam home run. Sizemore at second. Loop misses with that first pitch breaking ball. His 9th. This is his 10th appearance, and we mentioned Loop was ill for the last few days, and it's good to see that he's healthy enough to pitch again.
Yeah, back here, 9 runners he has inherited this year. Not one of them has scored.
Out in front of the plate, Navarro will go to first, and Pierzynski's retired. Loop really got in the kitchen at A.J. Pierzynski's there. Sizemore goes to third. Will Middlebrooks has had another big day. He and Pierzynski went back to back in the 3rd inning. Loop firing strikes. Aaron Loop went through a little bit of a rough patch going back to Cleveland when he had that meltdown and gave up the 3-run double to David Murphy after losing the strike zone. And here he strikes out. Middlebrooks comes in and gets the 2 batters he's faced. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th. Blue Jays down 7-3. In a TD Comfort Zone, our guests of TD. While over in the Jays Care Community Clubhouse, our folks from WestJet Hope Air Families. Welcome to the ballpark. I hope you're having a great afternoon. And certainly you have a lot of baseball left as the Blue Jays trail the Boston Red Sox 7-3. And the Blue Jays will have Melky Cabrera, Jose Bautista, and Juan Francisco to bat here in the bottom of the 5th. Blue Jays playing 2 AL East rivals on this homestand, the Baltimore Orioles and the Boston Red Sox. That's lifted down the left side, and Sizemore will run out of room. Blue Jays lost 2 of 3 to Baltimore and lost last night. Got a rally to come back in this game and then have a chance to even the homestand.
biggest difference of the lineups that have come in here than the 2 previous lineups that the Blue Jays saw on the road trip?
Patient
and longer.
Deep lineups. Yep.
Wow, they've got guys at the bottom of their lineup who can do some damage.
Well, with the Orioles, you saw Ryan Flaherty, Jonathan Scope, and David Lowe, and they had productive games. Same for bottom third of this lineup.
Yeah, and it's not taking anything away from Minnesota or Cleveland, but they've got some guys at the bottom of these lineups that, you know, you think, okay, I get through 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe I can take a little bit of a breather. Can't. There is some power down at the bottom of those lineups.
Last night, the bottom third of the Red Sox lineup had 8 hits.
12 at bats, 8 hits.
1-2 pitch to the leadoff man here in the 5th, and Cabrera stays on. But that's the nature of this division. You've got to have deep lineups. You look at some of the 7, 8, 9 hitters, and Bud Showalter said it back in spring training. If you want to evaluate how the American League East is going to shake out, look at the 3, 4, and 5 starters and the 7, 8, and 9 hitters in this division. That's where you'll find the separation. Hit hard, but right to Pedroia. 1 down. So if you take a look at the American League East division, these are the records for the East teams against the division. The Red Sox, 11 games over 500. Rays right behind them, tied with the Yankees. And then the Orioles and the Blue Jays bringing up the rear. And the Blue Jays, they just got to get better against the East.
Isn't that how everybody finished last year? Pretty much. That was the order. So you win within your division, chances are you're going to win your division. To finish that point, what Buck Showalter was talking about was 3, 4, and 5th starters. 5th starter in the American League East could be a number 2 in somebody else's division.
Bautista waits back on that breaking ball and hits it off the wall. Sizemore plays it perfectly. Here's the throw to second, the slide, and Bautista's in there. Jose Bautista with his 2nd hit of the afternoon against Clay Buchholz. Made a pretty swing on a breaking ball and drilled it off the wall and left.
Stayed back just long enough to get something in it. He's fooled a little bit, but keeps the hands back enough, and you can see that's a laser off the wall in the left field. There looked like there was going to be a play, but it was slow to develop. Jose, watch where he slides to the outside part of the bag, knowing that the throw is on the inner half, and he makes it for extra bases.
Juan Francisco has struck out and walked. We're only in the 5th. Plenty of time for the Blue Jays to get back in this game. Because of all the early walks, it seems as though the lead for the Red Sox is much bigger than 4 runs.
Get a couple of runners on. I mean, really make Buchholz work here. And then take your chances and maybe knock one out of the ballpark with a couple of guys on, and you're back in this game.
Francisco fouls it back. It's a ball on the strike. Juan Francisco signed originally with the Cincinnati Reds as a 16-year-old out of the Dominican Republic. Had some great minor league seasons in the Reds organization. Had 3 consecutive 20 home run seasons in the minors. Buchholz makes a good pitch and ties him up. Another pitch right in on the hands. Carp with the long underhand toss to Buchholz, and Francisco's retired. Bautista goes to third. But now there are 2 outs. Johnny Navarro has an RBI single and a walk. Take advantage of every opportunity. See if you can't claw your way back in here.
You get a guy on, you got to come up with some 2-out hits. Jose can take a huge lead over at third base now because Middlebrooks, the third baseman, is off the bag. Look at that. He is playing almost halfway between third and second. So as a runner, you can get as far off as the third baseman.
Which becomes important should a ball get away. Had a wild pitch in the first, contributing to Blue Jays' 3-run inning. Navarro has a good eye at the plate. He hit 300 last season with the Chicago Cubs.
That was one of the selling points that the Blue Jays had when they were hitting Navarro, that he works the count. He's got a great on-base percentage. Not a free swinger.
You know, that's all well and good if your catcher can produce, but first and foremost for me, you got to have a guy that can catch, call a game, handle a pitching staff, gain the confidence of the pitchers. And if he can hit, that's a bonus. There aren't many guys like that around.
Yeah. We'll see a pretty good one on our next road trip.
In Kansas City, young Sal Perez of the Royals. Just saw Matt Wieters, switch hitting catcher with a Gold Glove background behind the plate. Yadier Molina, he's the benchmark.
Yeah, we get to see him later this summer when the Cardinals come to town.
2 balls and a strike to Diana Navarro. When you're putting a club together, everybody that says, well, you know, we'd like to get 20 home runs from our catcher and like to have a guy that drives in 100 runs. And you know what? Those guys are Hall of Famers. Johnny Bench is the Carlton Fisks of the world.
Yeah.
They don't come around very often.
Yeah, one a generation.
Full count. Colby Rasmus is on deck should Navarro keep the inning going. Bautista with the double, moved to third on the ground out. Strike 3 called. Navarro can't believe it. Called third strike, ends the inning. Fans, here comes the Home Hardware Cleanup Crew, brought to you by Natura. Home Hardware's exclusive line of safe, environmentally friendly cleaning products. to end the bottom of the 5th inning, and he's been behind the plate all afternoon watching the strike zone. So watch his reaction. He's all set to toss the bat aside, thinking it was ball 4, and then he fires the bat in frustration. He said, "You've been calling those balls all afternoon."
Yeah, and he's saying it. When my guy's out there, it's been a ball. Now when I'm hitting, you punch me out.
No one has a better perspective of the strike zone than the catchers. Clay Buchholz gets out of the inning. He leaves Bautista stranded at third. We'll go to the 6th inning. Jonathan Herrera will bat right-handed for the first time. Rips it down the left side, but it reaches the seats. Aaron Loop came into the ballgame with 1 out in the 5th, and he got Brzezinski to ground out and struck out Will Middlebrooks. Back to the mound. Loop has it. 1 down. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership. 1 down, top of the 6th, and Jackie Bradley Jr. hit a rocket right to Brett Lawrie at third.
And Brett was in, guarding against the bunt. So this thing is going to get on to him real quick. He just has time to throw the glove up there and the ball finds it.
That's a hang with him for Jackie Bradley Jr. You hit it hard, but right at him. 2 outs, Dustin Pedroia, leadoff man. He hit the first pitch back in the 4th for a single to left and was caught stealing on what looked to be a botched up hit and run. Changeup is way outside. It's a ball and a strike.
He's got a good eye. They've been searching for a leadoff hitter since Jacoby Ellsbury left. He was on base 269 times last year, which is the 3rd most in the American League. So according to the Red Sox, that's the guy right there who's going to lead off for him.
Well, he is so versatile. You can put him anywhere. He can handle a bat. He can hit second. Hits the ball to the right side, understands what his job is. He can hit third. And when he hits third against most teams with Ortiz batting behind him, he's going to get a lot of fastballs. Nice play by Juan Francisco. Blue Jays defense saves a couple of hits for Aaron Loop. The Red Sox are retired in order. Francisco, making his 3rd start at first base, makes a nice play to take a hit of 1 from Pedroia. baseball safe with MLB.tv. Watch every out-of-market regular season game live or on demand in HD quality. Watch up to 4 games at once with multi-game viewing. Season subscriptions start at $129.99. Visit BlueJays.com for more details. We head to the bottom of the 6th. A lot of kids on hand here on Junior Jays Saturday, having a great time at the old ballpark. A lot of activities, and the kids will get to run the bases after this ball game. For the Blue Jays, it'll be Rasmus, Laurie, and Sierra as they try to get to Clay Buchholz here. Buchholz, despite his early struggles, has thrown just 88 pitches. He got straightened out pretty effectively. He's allowed the Blue Jays 3 runs on 5 hits, and all 3 runs came in the first inning.
Didn't look so good in that first inning, did it? At least the first 5 batters. 4 of them reached, 3 of them scored. Starting to find it a little bit better now in the middle innings.
That's what you get when you've got a veteran pitcher. They never panic. They keep grinding away, try to figure things out. See, the Red Sox don't want to show Rasmus anything inside. He's a dead pull hitter, and they're trying to get him to chase. Pulls this on the ground. Pedroia from right field throws to Carp, and Rasmus is retired.
Yeah, chase or rolled over on something on the outside part of the plate. A little sinker. He took a little something off of his fastball right there. Messed up the timing of Colby. Hit it right into the shift.
That's the BP fastball we have talked about, and it's a fastball where you don't throw it 100%. It maybe moves a little bit more, but more than anything, it'll disrupt the timing of the hitters.
And there's nothing more frustrating as a hitter than you see the ball coming and you don't hit it hard.
Rory hit it hard. Nice play by Middlebrooks, and Rory is thrown out. Will Middlebrooks has a good glove at third base. He made a fine play to take a hit away from Brett Laurie.
Plays big. 6'4", and he's going to need all of it right here. Stretches out an in-between hop right there off of the turf, and he handles it easily. Keep that glove down.
And Buchholz appreciates the defensive effort at third from Middlebrooks. 2 down. Number 8 hitter is Moises Sierra. Backs at the first pitch. Tomorrow's pitching matchup, looking ahead to the series finale, it'll be John Lester for the Red Sox against R.A. Dickey. It is R.A. Dickey bobblehead day. Dickey, for his career, is 2-3 against Boston, while John Lester is 15-7 against the Blue Jays. Driven to right. Jackie Bradley Jr. Boy, he covers some ground, and he made that play look easy. Blue Jays go down in order. Buchholz has retired 5 straight. We'll go to the 7th. Boston with a comfortable lead. Brett Cecil into the ballgame. playoffs as the Raptors try to even their series with Brooklyn Nets. Raptors and Nets game 4 tomorrow at 7 Eastern on Sportsnet 590. The Fan. There's a lucky fan that's got a baseball here for his efforts at Rogers Center this afternoon. We head to the 7th inning. Red Sox have a 7-3 lead. New pitcher in the ball game is the left-hander Brett Cecil.
Brett had his first bad outing of the season last time, a couple of days ago, when he was dealt a loss, his first loss of the season. There are his numbers, outstanding so far. Tied for first in the American League with 6 holds also.
Aaron Loop retired all 5 batters he faced this afternoon. It's good to have him back in the mix. Shane Victorino, the number 2 hitter. Cecil didn't retire a batter on Thursday when he came in to face the Orioles. Victorino pulls it into the seats. Cecil came in to face Nick Markakis, walked him, and then issued an intentional walk to Nelson Cruz after Markakis stole second. And then he gave up a check swing, little roller through the left side of the infield to Chris Davis, and it cost him 2 runs.
And that was the game-winning hit that day.
And then Adam Jones followed that with an RBI double. Then Cecil left the ball game, having faced 4 batters and not recording an out. Here he's ahead 1-2 to Shane Victorino. And he gets him. There's that good curveball. He's got the bite back on his hook.
Yeah, he fell behind too many batters in that outing you were just talking about. Had the day off yesterday, and look at the grips and the spin, and no chance for Victorino to hold up on that one. That's that biting, hard breaking ball.
Makes all the difference in the world when you're pitching ahead, and hitters have to protect that plate. They'll chase that breaking ball. David Ortiz, a couple of walks and a strikeout today. That's it. Ortiz squared to, but I don't think his heart's really in that. I think he'd just soon swing away.
I think if he really needs a hit, wants a hit, he would do it. We saw him do it last year one time. But you're right, he is up there to try and turn on something. Turn on it, meaning get the bat head out in front and try and knock it into the seats.
Ortiz with the count in his favor, 2-0. He's just 4 for 20 against Brett Cecil. Now 3-0. Mike Harp is on deck. John Farrell stacked his lineup with left-handed hitters today. So you bring in Loop and Cecil, hopefully get you 2-3 good innings and keep the Red Sox at bay.
Trying to negate that slider breaking ball from Brandon Morrow, but it didn't matter.
Cecil walks Ortiz. Ortiz walks for the 3rd time this afternoon. Boston has been issued 9 walks today. Blue Jays' problems with walks continues. They are 14th in the American League in walks per 9 inning coming into this game.
The bullpen,
pitching staff,
the whole pitching staff.
Mike Harp getting a start, has had a good day. He walked and scored in the 3rd and doubled and scored in the 5th. Hits this into center field. Rasmus is there. Harp's retired, 2 down. Well, the strike zone has been a point of contention all afternoon. Pete Walker was ejected arguing over the strike zone. With that, we'll let you know that the pitch tracker is brought to you by Acer, official partner of the Toronto Blue Jays. Pete Walker, the pitching coach, was ejected in the third inning for voicing his displeasure with the strike zone of home plate umpire Jeff Kellogg. Grady Sizemore's had a good day at the plate. He walked in the second to start the inning. Then he walked with the bases loaded in the third and had an RBI double in the fifth.
This has been the part of the lineup that has done the most damage this afternoon. Sizemore, Pierzynski, and Middlebrooks.
Pierzynski's had a great series against the Blue Jays. He had 3 hits and an RBI in last night's game. He's hit a grand slam home run and walked here this afternoon. Cecil strikes out Sizemore. That ends the inning. A couple of strikeouts in the inning. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th. It'll be Ryan Goins, and back to the top of the order, Reyes and Cabrera against Clay Buchholz. The Jays night is presented by Honda. Tuesday, June 24th, the Blue Jays will take on the New York Yankees. The game time is 7:07 p.m. The Jays will give away T-shirts to the first 15,000 fans in attendance, and they want you to help pick the T-shirt. Vote on Twitter by using the hashtag ConnectJays and the T-shirt selection that you would like to see. To view the T-shirt options, visit BlueJays.com/T-shirt vote. Brian Goins, the second baseman, has gone 0 for 2. He lined back to the pitcher in the second inning. Led into a fielder's choice in the fourth. Hits this one up the middle and through past the diving Jonathan Herrera. A leadoff single for Ryan Goins.
5 in a row set down by Clay Buchholz. And stops that streak. That was a good piece of hitting right there. A sinker down and away and stay with it. Get yourself a base hit.
Well, they always used to say there's a lot of hits up the middle. And Goins had a hit taken away by a nice play from the pitcher back in the second. This time he gets a leadoff single. Well, Blue Jays got a chance to get right back in at top of the order. This is where they do all their damage. Reyes at the plate. Pulls it, and Mike Carp steps on the bag, and they throw it away. Reyes is retired on the unassisted putout, and then Carp threw the ball away at second. Ryan Goins was caught in between, and he actually had stopped, not wanting to run into the tag.
Red Sox played great defense last year, not so much this year. There's the out, and he throws it right into the dirt. Goins was stopped and he was going to get into a rundown, but the air allows him to stay in the middle of the diamond. No air.
So you can see the pitching coach, Bonnie Evans, was talking to John Farrell. Now the Red Sox have double barrel action in their bullpen. Melky Cabrera is the batter. Ryan Goins at second. Junichi Tazawa is the right-hander. Chris Capuano is the left-hander. Capuano struck out the side in last night's game in the 8th inning. Melky Cabrera had a first inning single to extend his hit streak to 9 straight games. Bautista waits on deck. Blue Jays need to keep the line moving against Clay Buchholz. Buchholz is getting near the end of the line. That was his 100th pitch. But the way it started, you thought maybe he wouldn't be around as long as he has been. He's thrown a lot of strikes.
Walked the leadoff batter of the ball game. And then 2 more in the 3rd. Started to find that sinker. His fastball's got some movement down and away to the right-handers, and they just haven't been able to square him up just yet.
Ryan Goins is at second base. He had laid off single and moved to second on the ground out. That's where Buchholz struck out Cabrera back in the 3rd inning. That pitch up and away, and he chased it. That time Cabrera wouldn't bite. He covered that outside pitch pretty well.
Yeah, that one was down where he could go get it.
Edwin Encarnacion sitting on the bench. He did not start, and you can see he is aware of what's going on down in that Red Sox bullpen. And got Capuano for a possible appearance against Francisco, who is 3 batters away. Hit hard, but right to Pedroia at second. 2 down. Clay Buchholz now 1 out away from going 7 innings. I never thought that was going to happen after his rough first inning, but boy, did he settle down. He's allowed just 3 hits since the first.
He's already gone the farthest this year. This is his longest outing of the season.
Bautista going after the first pitch. It's hit high into shallow left. Grady Sizemore comes in to make the catch. The inning is over. Blue Jays get a leadoff single. Can't do a thing with it. Clay Buchholz goes 7 innings and has the lead. Steve Delabar into the ball game for the Jays. Sportsnet's MLB insiders cover every angle of the Blue Jays. Breaking news, photos, videos, opinions, and tweets. The one-stop shop for everything Blue Jays. The Rundown, only on Sportsnet.ca. Clay Buchholz, the starter, was shaky in the first inning, but he got straightened out. He goes 7 innings and holds the Blue Jays to 3 runs on 6 hits. He's in line for the W. New pitcher for the Blue Jays will be the big right-hander, Steve Delamar. Cecil had a good inning.
Yeah, Luke good, Cecil good, and now Delabar. Last worked 4 days ago where he had an inning against Baltimore. So well rested now. There was a time where Steve was being used a lot, and he's been able to catch his breath by not working for the last 4 days.
A.J. Pierzynski had the big swing of the bat this afternoon, a grand slam home run off of Chad Jenkins in the 3rd. That was the first Red Sox hit of the afternoon. The Sox had already scored a run on a bases loaded walk. Pierzynski hit the grand slam, and right behind him, Will Middlebrooks hit a solo home run. The Beards, of course, came to prominence last year in the second half of the season. They rode those Beards right to a World's Championship.
I could never play for the Boston Red Sox.
No, you wouldn't have enough facial hair.
I can't grow a beard.
A.J. Pierzynski is retired, 4-3 on the putout. Delabar gets his first man. Will Middlebrooks 1 for 3 with that home run. John Farrell was talking about having the bat of Will Middlebrooks down in the bottom 3rd of his lineup. What a bonus that is, because he's got power and he's a fairly patient hitter. He's a young hitter, of course, but to be able to put him down in that order really gives you some pop late in the lineup.
Yeah, and you have to respect that power. He says the thing that he's impressed about right now is his at-bats from at-bat to at-bat. He says they've been good. They haven't been bad and then real good. They've been very consistent. Delabar runs one up and in. John Farrell feels like Middlebrooks is better when he's thinking about right center field. And he's got some power. He drove Bautista back to the warning track, or excuse me, the right fielder Sierra to the warning track his first time up.
Big swing and a high pop. Laurie gets to the railing and it's way back out of play. Middlebrooks just off the disabled list. Had a leg problem, and he has taken over at third base, and that will really get the Red Sox in a good position. Have their players back in their regular spots. There's a ball hit to right. Sierra got a good break and runs into the alley and makes the catch. 2 down. Rogers customers can watch the Blue Jays on Sportsnet live on your smartphone. Visit RogersAnyPlaceTV.com/sports to get started. Big crowd at Rogers Center this afternoon. 40,322 come on and root on the home team. And right now they're going to have to reach back and root a little harder. Jonathan Herrera lifts a fly ball, and it's going to drop safely in foul ground. Herrera got the start this afternoon at shortstop. We mentioned the fact that against Brandon Morrow, John Farrell, the Red Sox manager, went with a left-handed lineup. So Xander Bogaerts is out at short and Herrera is in. Bounced off home plate, Goins quickly to first, and Delabar has a solid inning of work. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. Blue Jays trail by 4. Now it's time for a Blue Jays Central update. Here's Jamie Campbell and Greg Zorn. Enter the MBNA Blue Jays Getaway Contest. You can enter for a chance to win a trip to New York City for you and a guest to watch the Blue Jays take on the New York Yankees at Yankee Stadium. The prize includes round-trip accommodations, spending money, and a VIP ballpark tour. The contest closes May 26th, so make sure you enter today at BlueJays.com. Clay Buchholz is out. Junichi Tozawa is in to start the 8th inning.
Setup man for the Boston Red Sox. There are his numbers in 11 games. He had great numbers last year. 10 strikeouts, just 1 walk. Fastball, a little bit of a breaking ball, and a splitter. But Tozawa, in his career, has had his trouble against the Blue Jays.
That he has. His career numbers against the Blue Jays, he has a 6.60 ERA against the Jays. And they have hit him hard. Tozawa, Japanese-born, did not play in the Japanese major leagues. He played in the Industrial League. And he has been in the Red Sox organization for 6 years. He went through Tommy John surgery and missed the entire 2010 season. And he won't turn 28 until the 6th of June. Everybody else in the East he handles effectively, but the Blue Jays, for some reason, have his number. For his career, he's pitched 9 games against the Blue Jays, 6 home runs. He's given up 15 career home runs, and 6 of them have been to the Blue Jays.
Yeah, 15 innings and 6 home runs by the Blue Jays against Tozawa.
Juan Francisco 0 for 2 with a walk. Tozawa made 13 postseason appearances for the Red Sox, and that is a Red Sox record tied with Koji Uehara. They did a terrific job for the Red Sox last postseason.
Five games against Boston. Only threw 2 1/3 innings.
There's a deep drive to center field. Jackie Bradley will watch it go into that center field area. High and deep and way back. Home run number 2 for Francisco. And it doesn't matter if he is a first-time Blue Jay facing Tozawa. He's got that Blue Jay uniform on.
Yeah, and that spells trouble for Tozawa. Doesn't matter if it's Fenway Park or where. They have hit this guy in his career, Francisco, with some outstanding power. Splitter doesn't do much, just hangs over the middle plate about thigh high, and that ball was crushed to center.
Gianner Navarro. Tozawa, it has to be in his head now. When you think about it, 16 career home runs he's allowed in his major league career, 7 of them have been against the Blue Jays. There's that base hit into center field. Gianner Navarro has his second base hit of the afternoon. Now let's go back and look at a pretty swing from Francisco.
It's compact and he's very strong. Compact, short swing, and when you can generate that kind of bat speed, you make solid contact. You're going to be watching a lot of them sail out of here.
Blue Jays have a potent bat on the bench in Edwin Encarnacion. Edwin not starting today. You can bet he's got his bat at his side.
And he's probably been taking some swings up behind the dugout.
Kobe Erasmus swings at the first pitch. Kobe has gone 0 for 3 this afternoon. Blue Jays have out hit the Red Sox 8-5. but they still trail by 3. Good splitter there, and Rasmus is behind 0-2.
And now with 2 strikes, once again, that's Will Middlebrooks stationing himself between the second baseman and the first baseman.
Late dive on that splitter. Took it right on top of home plate. Rasmus, for his career in limited at-bats, has gone 0 for 4 against Tazawa.
Got to make him throw that splitter for a strike. He's going to throw a hard one when he gets to 2 strikes.
Base hit to right field. Navarro will stop at second. Tazawa hasn't missed a bat yet.
I watched him pitch against other teams, and he just mows them down. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, with no problem. He comes in against the Blue Jays, and he gets lit up. He got on the side of that splitter right there, and that's why he couldn't pull it down. And as a hitter, you're loving that with 2 strikes.
Well, I agree with you 100%. When you look at Tazawa's numbers against everyone else, he's a shutdown pitcher. But for some reason, the Blue Jays are on everything he throws. Brett Laurie steps in, still nobody out, a run in. We're in the 8th. Foul ball. The 8th inning on Tuesday night. The Blue Jays had a pair of 3-run home runs to storm back and take the game against the Orioles.
Well, 3-run homer here. We're all tied. It's tying runs at the plate.
Wild rip.
He is throwing a lot of hittable pitches this inning. That one was right down Broadway.
Juan Francisco with his second Blue Jay home run. Got the inning off and running. Oh, and 2. Protects the outside edge. Brett Laurie hit the first of the 2 3-run homers on Tuesday night. He hit his home run off Evan Meek to give the Blue Jays a 6-3 lead. And then Melky Cabrera hit the second 3-run home run off Josh Stinson to make it 9-3. Another 0-2 pitch. Pulled on the ground. Middlebrooks goes to second. That's all they'll get. And Pedroia came off the bag, and they get the force out at second. Rasmus is hanging out. Now John Gibbons going to come out and contest this call at second base. DeMarlo Hale once again is on the phone.
And the argument's going to be, was Pedroia on the bag when he caught the ball?
Yeah, now he's looking back in the dugout to get the thumbs up or thumbs down from DeMarlo Hale. And it looks like they got the bad news. And take a look at Pedroia when he catches the ball. Does he have contact with the base?
Sure
Indeed,
does.
he does.
Yep.
So he came off of there so quickly to get out of the way of the hard slide by Rasmus that it looked as though he left room. So it's a fielder's choice. Rasmus is out at second. And now you hear the crowd making noise. And that's the reason. Edwin Encarnacion will come off the bench and bat for Moises Sierra. Edwin did not start this afternoon. His numbers against Clay Buchholz, he was 1 for 21 against Buchholz. So you get a chance to give him an off day against a pitcher he has not fared well against. Tazawa to the pinch hitter, Encarnacion.
A little bit more experience at the plate in these situations right here.
Edwin has a home run against Tazawa. A home run, 3 hits in the inning. Encarnacion at the plate represents the tying run.
He's got a lot of pitches, Tazawa, that he can use. Good curveball. We've seen the split that hasn't been very consistent so far this afternoon, and a fastball. Edwin looking for that one pitch that he can knock out of here.
Good pitch down and away. It's 1-2 to the pinch hitter. Blue Jay pinch hitters are 5 for 16 this year with a homer and 5 RBIs. They've done a good job. Navarro's at third base. He had a single to center. Bouncing ball to the right side and through. Laurie's around second. Navarro comes in to score. And Encarnacion picks up the 6th Blue Jays pinch hit RBI of the season.
For the first 2 games in this series, when Bautista and Encarnacion got the 2 strikes, they shifted somewhat back Pedroia, but they didn't for some reason here. And Edwin's going to take advantage of it. Pedroia tries to get it, and it lands out in right field. Good piece of hit right there by Edwin.
John Farrell will go to the mound. A very deliberate walk to the mound. The Blue Jays are right back in this ball game because of the RBI pitch single by Edwin Encarnacion. Junichi Chizawa's problems continue against the Blue Jays. He's been charged with 2 runs. The runners on base are his responsibility. A pinch hit for Ryan Goins, and Bautista and Kevin Seitzer are talking to Diaz about the new pitcher, Chris Capuano. And earlier today, that's the World Series ring that was presented to Jonathan Diaz for his time spent with the Boston Red Sox last year. So a very happy day for him, and it can turn into a terrific afternoon if he can deliver here against Chris Capuano as a pinch hitter.
Against his former team. Another bad day for Tozawa against the Blue Jays. Chris Capuano came in and pitched yesterday in the inning and struck out all 3 batters he faced. What a start to his year.
First and third, 1 out. Diaz shows bunt. Got Reyes on deck, who's a switch hitter. He'll be followed by Melky Cabrera if Diaz can keep the inning alive.
A lot of breaking balls from Capuano.
Jonathan Diaz getting his 3rd pinch hit at bat of the season. He's 1 for 2. Blue Jays trail 7-5, rallying here in the 8th. Diaz shows bunt and takes his strike. Dustin Pedroia, the second baseman, is anticipating a push bunt. He is coming straight toward home plate when Diaz squares around.
And hard. He's coming hard because Capuano, the left-hander, falls off towards the third base side. And if he bunts it too hard, it's the safety squeeze. He might have a shot.
Squaring again and takes it inside. That's exactly what Pedroia has on his mind. And you wonder, well, why is he bunting in this situation? Well, if you can get one more run in, and you got to think who Jonathan Diaz is. He's a guy that understands how to bunt, how to put the ball down, and he's not the guy that's going to hit you 2-run double. And he works the count now, 3-1.
He's had some good at-bats. That pinch hit came 2 days ago against the Orioles. A solid single to center.
He might get a piece of cheese right out over the plate on this 3-1 pitch.
Maybe he will get his double then. Let's watch Edwin run.
3-1, 1 out. Two runs in this inning on 4 hits and a home run. Strike 2.
Decisions now for the Blue Jays about starting the runner, stay out of the double play. A long set of signs from Luis Rivera at third base.
Reyes is on deck. Carnacion has to make sure Capuano goes home if he's running. Not running. Strike 3 called, and Diaz knew it. Capuano gets a big strikeout. That's the 2nd out of the inning.
Struck out the side, like I said yesterday, by using this pitch. Cuts that fastball right on the inner half and freezes the batter.
So now they switch hitting shortstop. Jose Reyes with runners at the corners. Reyes 6 for 21 against Capuano. He has faced him a lot. He struck out against Capuano to start the 8th inning in last night's game. Capuano struck out Reyes, Cabrera, and Bautista.
Change up. He's only going to show you the fastball. Really, he's going to try and get you to swing at some of that off-speed stuff. He is working on a scoreless streak right now to start the season.
The runners on base are the responsibility of Junichi Tozawa. He faced 5 batters and recorded just 1 out. Tozawa gave up a leadoff home run to Juan Francisco, back-to-back singles to Navarro and Rasmus. And then an RBI pinch single to Edwin Encarnacion. Reyes reaches for it and pokes it into the seats. The closer, Koji Uehara, loosening up. And he missed upstairs. It's a full count.
I doubt that he's going to double up with that fastball.
So Encarnacion, a base runner at first base, will be off on the pitch. Melky Cabrera would love to bat in this inning. Reyes is the 7th Blue Jay to bat. Fights it off and flares it down the right side. Blue Jays came into this bottom of the 8th down by 4. 2 runs have come in. Reyes had a pitch to hit.
Yeah, and he fouled it back. He's upset with himself. He knew that that was the one he wanted right there.
Chris Capuano, 35 years old, former starter, has really added some depth to the Red Sox bullpen. Quite a battle between Reyes and Capuano. Look at that scatter sheet. He's all over the place, and Reyes really has to expand to protect.
We've seen some curveballs, some changeups, some fastballs. And you're right, as a hitter right now, you're just looking for the ball. You're not looking for it in any one spot. You're just looking for the ball to make solid contact.
Boy, he stayed on that changeup. Look where that pitch was, way down. And Reyes was able to stay alive.
And as a hitter, you're in a swing mode right now. You can't afford to take anything too close.
This will be the 10th pitch of this at bat. bat is swinged and the bases are loaded. What an at-bat by Reyes. A 10-pitch walk as he fouled off pitch after pitch to stay alive. Melky Cabrera is the batter, and John Farrell has already made the call. He's going to bring in the closer, Koji Uehara. Capuano strikes out the first man he faced, the pinch hitter Jonathan Diaz. And now he'll turn things over to Koji Uehara. Has been among the best. When you look at the closer's whip since 2010, he's the leader of the pack, 0.70. And look at the list of names of the closers that have been in this top 5, and Uehara is the best of them all.
Yeah, some of the best in baseball right there. A lot of power pitchers there, but I would not say Koji Uehara is a power pitcher. He does it with deception and phenomenal command. No earned run average in 8 games so far this year. 4 for 4 in saves, fastball, and a devastating splitter.
Melky Cabrera is the batter. The bases are loaded. Lori's at third. Encarnacion with a pinch RBI singles at second. And Reyes with a great at bat took the walk to load the bases. Melky Cabrera takes a first pitch upstairs, and both Uehara and Pierzynski thought it was a strike.
That was the same reaction we saw earlier in the game when some of the pitchers were out there and they threw him. That one looked like it might have got the top of the strike zone.
Ball 2. Melky Cabrera is 0 for 4 against Uehara. .87 miles an hour in a perfect spot. But you're right. Hitters don't pick up the baseball out of his hand. He's now 39 years old. Came to the Orioles in 2009 after 10 years in Japan. Popped up. Herrera gives way to Sizemore, and Uehara shuts down the Blue Jays' threat in the 8th. But the Blue Jays have made it a 2-run game. We'll go to the 9th. Boston leads it 7-5. presented by Sports Check, and it's in support of the Jays Care Foundation. Tomorrow, Sunday, the Blue Jays will take on the Red Sox. The game starts at 1:07 p.m. Help break barriers to organized sport. Drop off your gently used baseball equipment at Rogers Center. For more information, go to BlueJays.com/Rookie League. That's tomorrow. New pitcher for the Blue Jays is Sergio Santos into the ball game. The Blue Jays bullpen has been terrific this afternoon.
Yeah, they've allowed one base runner. That was a walk by Brett Cecil. Got to keep it right there. Got to keep it a 2-run game. See if you can win it in the bottom of the ninth.
Becky Bradley Jr. goes after it. Well, with all the pinch hitting in the bottom of the inning, Edwin Encarnacion, the pinch hitter, is playing first base. Laurie goes from third to second base. Juan Francisco goes from first base to third base, and Jonathan Diaz, who came into the ballgame as a pinch hitter, ends up in right field. Desperate times call for desperate measures, and they have shuffled the deck defensively. Santos ahead 1-2 to the number 9 hitter, Jackie Bradley Jr., has gone 0 for 3 this afternoon.
Robbed of a hit his last time up. Little bullet right at Brett Laurie. Hit the ball in this series the other way.
Santos strikes him out with that good slider. 1 down.
Don't show it to him till you get to 2 strikes, and it's going to surprise him. He's got a good one. Watch how he gets on top of that one and spins it right underneath his bat. As a hitter, you're thinking fastball. It looks like a fastball out of his arm. And then see it.
Looking ahead to the bottom of the ninth, it's Bautista, Francisco, and Navarro. So Santos needs to put up a 0 here in the top half of the inning. Pedroia taking all the way. Looks at the fastball strike. Slider, he lays off. 2 balls and a strike to the Red Sox second baseman. Great cut at that fastball.
Had a little movement on it too, didn't it? It's on top of it and cuts it just a little bit.
Pedroia is a good fastball hitter, and he's a good high ball hitter. And he's 3 for 4 against Sergio Santos.
Fill up that box right there. That's what Sergio's doing right now.
Throw him a fastball. That's a fair ball. Francisco at third. Nice stretch by Encarnacion into the ball game as a pinch hitter. Francisco is a third baseman. He has played a lot of third base, and both ends of this play, extra effort.
Came up as a third baseman with the Reds, and a stretch and a pick by Encarnacion. This moves over there, and what you know, he gets a play, and it bounces, and Edwin can pick it and keep that foot on the bag. Nice play.
2 down. Right fielder Shane Victorino. Look out. That ball was up and in, and he had to bail out late. It's a good depiction of how that hand is a little bit late and not out in front, and that ball sails up and in on Victorino.
Have to ask him if he might want to hit left-handed tomorrow against the right-handers.
Well, you spoke to him, and because he hasn't hit left-handed for a while, he would be uncomfortable.
Yeah, he says he feels uncomfortable if he would try to hit left-handed again because it's been so long since he hasn't hit from that side.
2-0. Ortiz on deck. And you'd like to leave him right there on deck. Ortiz today has 3 walks and a strikeout. Officially 0 for 1. Victorino is the important guy right here. You've got to get him out. Fastball missed downstairs. It's 3-1. Popped him up. Full count. Victorino got a piece of a good pitch. That slider was diving, and he was able to foul it up.
Confidence in that slider. 3-2. He knows how important this at bat is right now. He doesn't want to see David Ortiz. Wants to leave him on the on-deck circle.
Popped up, back out of play. Another extended at bat for Victorino as he's battling against Sergio Santos. Blue Jays have made it interesting. They scored 2 in the bottom of the 8th to make it a 2-run game. Boston with a 7-5 lead. Victorino strikes out. Big Papi stays on deck. Blue Jays are down by 2. Coach Uehara's in the game. Jose Bautista will start things up. Francisco homered his last time up. Deanna Navarro has had 2 hits this afternoon.
Red Sox, Blue Jays, tomorrow on Sportsnet.
Series finale tomorrow on R.A. Dickey Bobblehead Day. It'll be John Lester against R.A. Dickey. Coach Uehara came in and got out of a bases-loaded 2-out situation. Got Melky Cabrera to pop out. So he's got to deal with Bautista, Francisco, and Navarro. Red Sox are up by 2. Bautista high and deep to left. Goodbye home run. It's a one-run game.
Uehara had to challenge Jose Bautista. He had a 2-run lead. He didn't want to walk him and then have to face the tying run, Francisco. Jose knew that, too. He knew he was going to challenge him with the heater, and he made him pay.
Home run number 7 for Bautista, his second career home run against Uehara.
He goes out and gets that one. Fastball away, and watch how he hooks that ball to left field.
Uehara throws a first pitch downstairs.
We might see a different approach now from Uehara versus Francisco.
Bautista, a pair of RBIs this afternoon. A 3-hit day for Jose Bautista. It's a one-run game. That great splitter disappears down and away.
Nasty. Uehara did not allow a home run over his final 37 games last year. First one this year.
Lays off that splitter. Uehara was nearly perfect as the closer. He had 44 perfect appearances, 1, 2, 3 innings, where he retired every batter he faced. One shy of the major league record. 2-2 pitch. Drilled but well fouled by Francisco.
Oh, Francisco homer to get the Blue Jays started in the 8th inning. That was off of Tazawa, dead center field, so he got plenty of pop.
And he strikes out. One down. Now for a preview of what's coming up on Connected. Here's Jamie Thomas. Thank you, Jamie. That's all coming up right after this game. Gianna Navarro's had a 2-hit day. He's 2 for 3. Uehara is perfect 4 for 4 in save opportunities this year. Hit hard but foul. You mentioned how difficult Uehara is to hit a home run. That's the first home run he's allowed since June 30th of last year. It was also at Rogers Center, and it was also Jose Bautista. A span of 46 games and 49 in the 3rd innings, and Bautista has connected again.
You know, think about where he plays. His home games are in Fenway Park, where it's about 300 feet down the left field line. I mean, that's amazing.
He was the ALCS MVP against the Tigers. Navarro's hanging tough.
He actually finished 7th in the Cy Young Award voting also. I mean, that's how well respected. And he didn't become the closer till the middle of May last year.
Bautista with the leadoff home run. Hits it into the outfield, and that's going to get down. He's headed for second, puts the brakes on, and he'll stop right there. Gianna Navarro, his 3rd hit of the game.
Great at bat by Navarro. Picks on a split. And punches it into right field. The outfield not deep, not wanting anything to go over their head, but they weren't deep enough as that ball falls in front of Jackie Bradley. Now they back up just a little bit more because the go-ahead run is at the plate.
Colby Erasmus Swings at the first pitch. One down. You see the velocity hardly ever touches 90.
Nope.
Pitches in the upper 80s with his fastball. But there is something about his delivery that is challenging to hitters.
And it gets the ball out of his glove and gets it to home plate quick.
Rasmus tried to bunt. Good crowd on hand today on this Junior Jays Saturday. 40,322, and they would love to see the Blue Jays finish off this comeback. One and two. Rasmus went around. He strikes out. 2 strikeouts in the inning, and the Blue Jays are down to their final out.
High heater from Uehara. Colby just can't hold up.
Brett Lawrie had a fielder's choice in the 8th inning. Goes after the first pitch and fouls it back.
That was a hittable pitch right there. We have seen him already this early part of the season take that ball out of here. So Uehara's got to regroup after that one.
The Blue Jays have out-hit the Red Sox 12-5. But they trail by a run. Boston had a bat-around inning in the 3rd. They scored 6 runs on 2 hits. Bouncing ball up the middle. That'll give True for a base hit. Navarro has to stop at second. And that'll bring Edwin Encarnacion to the plate again. Brett Lawrie with a 2-out single.
First baseman, number 10, Edwin Encarnacion.
Well, if you're wondering about a pinch runner possibility, the Blue Jays don't have any options. They've used Diaz and Encarnacion. They're both in the game. Josh Tolley is the only man left on the bench. 2 outs, 2 on. Drive to center. Bradley back, and he makes the catch. Encarnacion hit it hard, but right to the center fielder, and Uehara had a tense 9th inning, but he picks up his 5th save and makes Clay Buchholz a winner.
What a battle by the Blue Jays. He smokes that one to center field, and right there he thinks he's got a shot at it going over his head and for a game winner. Excitement and relief all on one pitch.
Tough loss for the Blue Jays. They lose 7-6. They out-hit the Red Sox 13-5. We will see you tomorrow afternoon. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned, connected. Jamie Thomas coming right up.